So the Killing Joke honestly had the potential to be absolutely unbelievable, and the majority of this movie is really impressive, but there are just certain aspects that they really just did not need. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video we are going to be reviewing The Killing Joke, which is a DC superhero animated thriller movie that along with its digital release also had a one-day theatrical release as well, which is really awesome. And it's also an R-rated movie, which it really has to be, as the comic that it is based upon really does have some gruesome moments. So it's really great that they are able to realize all of that as well. Now this movie also gets heavily criticized for its unnecessary, random and questionable prologue opening, which often is termed as Batsex. And I really agree with all of these criticisms, as it was just so unnecessary, and the way in which they executed it really just was not that impressive. But outside of that, I actually really enjoyed this movie. Firstly, it's really faithful to its incredibly popular comic arc of the same name. And also, I absolutely loved all of the endings, as they leave it all really open-ended and really do leave it to your own interpretation of what you think is going to happen next, as there are loads of different perspectives of what the joke means and also what is going to happen next in terms of Joker surviving, which I think was really great, and I'm going to be breaking all of that down and more in this movie and breakdown review. So we open up this movie with what feels like an adult version of Batman the Animated Series, with the Batman character and the Batgirl character. I mean, you can see what they were trying to do in terms of trying to build a connection with the audience and with the Barbara Gordon character before Joker completely ruins her life in such a brutal way. But it unfortunately just didn't work, and it just felt so forced on just to extend the runtime of the Killing Joke storyline. And on that point, it just did not really work, as it just didn't connect with the future storyline that they were trying to tell through the Killing Joke. So it just felt forced on, tagged on, and just did not really work. And now we have to talk about the thing that everybody is criticizing this movie for, which is all of the Batsex stuff. And it just felt really odd how this tension between these two characters building up is just ultimately leading to this sexual scene. And I just feel like it was just really strange, especially as the Batman character is a bit of a parental figure towards Batgirl. So like I said, it just did not work. Then though, we get into the main substance of the movie, which is the Killing Joke storyline. So we see that Joker has escaped from Arkham Asylum and really is hellbent on proving that one bad day can lead anybody to go insane and to completely lose their mind, like he has done, which you later see through his origin storyline. And he has decided that his victim of choice is going to be Commissioner James Gordon. So firstly, he completely brutally, like I said before, devastatingly shoots the Barbara Gordon character in the stomach, which leads to her paralysis. And then he captures the Commissioner James Gordon character, strips him, and then completely tries to drive him insane and mad in a fairground by playing really crazy videos for this character. So I feel like Joker's plan was absolutely crazy. And we then see Joker's origin storyline, which like I said was just absolutely incredible. So we first see that his girlfriend actually dies along with her unborn child, which I think was going to be a daughter. And we then see that the Joker character has to be forced into committing a crime, and his crime comrades want to frame him for this. And like they always say, there's no honor amongst thieves. And the Joker character has to be dressed up in a bit of a red hood, which obviously we then see in the future really coming back to haunt him through the Jason Todd character. But this character trips when Batman tries to come in and save the day, and the Joker character falls into a chemical waste pond, which along with the fact that he lost the love of his life leads him to becoming the insane Joker character. And I just thought this origin storyline was just absolutely incredible. And we then see that the Batman character is able to save the Commissioner James Gordon character just in the nick of time. So you don't really know if the Joker's plan was actually going to lead him to become insane. As like I said, Batman is able to save him just in the nick of time. So did he prove the Joker wrong? Who really knows? But then Batman is fighting Joker, which leads to the age-old question, did Batman kill the Joker or did the Joker survive? Which we are going to discuss next. So first we're going to talk about whether or not Batman killed the Joker, and then we are going to be talking about the Joker's actual joke that he tells right at the end of this movie. So the most popular interpretation is that Batman did actually kill the Joker right at the end of this movie, as the Joker really did push Batman to the absolute limit, and he just feels that the world would be a better place without the incredibly insane Joker character. So he just had this opportunity to kill him, and he did. in fact kill the character. However, the other interpretation, which you could argue is actually more in canon, as the comic book does continue this storyline in terms of the Barbara Gordon character becoming paralyzed and in a wheelchair, and then becoming the Oracle character and the Joker character actually still continuing on, which is actually that Batman stuck to his no-killing rule and let the Joker survive. I mean, the writers of this particular comic book arc did confirm that Batman did actually kill him at the time of writing. However, obviously future writers and future DC owners did actually want to go with the route that actually Batman let him survive. So like I said, you can argue that both of these facts are actually true. Now let's talk about the joke. So there are two interpretations of this as well. So the joke basically is about two people from an insane asylum are escaping, and one of them is jumping across a building and is shining a flashlight, and the other person does not want to cross the flashlight. So one interpretation is that the person that has jumped across the building is actually the Joker character, and he is shining a false flashlight telling Batman to cross, but Batman doesn't want to do this as he knows that the Joker character will either switch off the flashlight, which will lead Batman to fall to his death, or that the Batman character doesn't want to cross into the road of insanity, which the Joker is at and which Joker is actually calling Batman to, but Batman wants to stay on the side of normality. However, another interpretation, which I actually do agree with, is that the person that actually did jump across the building is Batman, as we see Batman doing this all the time, and Batman is trying to shine a flashlight to the Joker and trying to bring him actually into normality, but Joker doesn't want to do this and wants to stay in the lunatic asylum and wants to stay within the world of insanity instead of going over to normality. I love the fact that all of these endings and all of the jokes are so open to different interpretations. I would literally love to hear how you interpreted all of this, so please let me know in the comment section below. So from a cast and characters point of view, the cast, absolutely phenomenal. However, some of the characters, a couple of misses, but for the majority, I do actually think they got loads of hits with all of them, so let's go through them one by one. So first up, of course, we have the awesome Kevin Conroy returning to voice the Bruce Wayne character and the Batman character in this movie special, and as always, does a brilliant job. Whilst I do agree with everyone, a bit of a questionable opening. After that though, I absolutely loved how he went into true Batman mode, a truly unstoppable, really conflicted character who is trying to save James Gordon, trying to save Barbara Gordon, and also, as we just went through, such a brilliant ending with the Joker character. I love how metaphorically these two characters are just different sides of the same coin, and this really did come to blows at the end of this movie, and it was just so chilling the way that Batman was actually just laughing along with the Joker right at the end, but then Batman's laugh just continues as it seemingly appears that the Joker character has died. I just feel like Kevin Conroy and the Batman character was just absolutely fantastic in this movie. We then have the incredible Mark Hamill also returning to voice the Joker character. I mean, Mark Hamill even created a whole fan campaign to try and get this movie created, as he was just so passionate about playing the Joker in this movie and really did grab the bull by the horns and just is the epitome of this character, causing absolute carnage in this movie. And like I said, absolutely love the origin storyline of the Joker character, and then all of the conflict, all of the jokes, all of the different interpretations of the ending with the Batman character literally was the Joker at its best, and really did demonstrate what an absolute lunatic and true psycho this character is. Next up we have Tara Strong, who is playing the Batgirl character. Now, of course, like I said a couple of times already in this review, I agree that all of the Batsex stuff really being in poor taste, but I feel like this eclipses and overshadows some of the better storytelling that was happening with the Barbara Gordon character. For example, as Batgirl, she was definitely pushed to the limit and was actually considering quitting crime fighting, as she herself was nearly going to kill someone. So even though the storyline didn't really fit in with the rest of the Killing Joke storyline, what I did appreciate was the fact that they were showing that actually anybody, even Barbara Gordon herself, can go to the limit and really can be pushed to that limit, and was able to just about restrain herself due to Batman's training. And I wish they would have pushed and fleshed out that aspect of the storyline over just trying to have a bit of an R-rated sexual scene between Batgirl and the Batman character. However, after this, the fact that this character got shot, well, like I said, was truly devastating, and this then leads to the character becoming Oracle, which we do see in a bit of a mid-credit scene. And then finally we have Ray Wise, who is playing Commissioner James Gordon, and just unfairly did become the victim of Joker's plan, as Joker totally tortured this character both physically and mentally. However, what I did like is that actually this character was able to survive that, mainly due to Batman's help, was actually a survivor, which I think is really, really great. The other thing that I think is really, really interesting is that this storyline does actually continue in a future storyline with the three Jokers, where we are actually seeing that Joker's ex-wife maybe did survive, and that Batman knows about this and just hasn't told the Joker, which just opens up a whole brand new set of storylines in terms of, did Batman do the right thing, in terms of maybe this could be the thing that brings Joker back to normality, and is it really Batman's right to withhold this information? Maybe it is because his ex-girlfriend doesn't want the Joker character to know about this, but I just think it's so fascinating in terms of why she has just tried to go into hiding for so long, and the implication of this then leading to this criminally insane Joker character just being absolutely psychotic. This particular set of storylines just has so much potential, and also actually, within the three Jokers storyline arc, we also see that the Jason Todd character is partnering up with Barbara Gordon and is really encouraging her to kill the Joker herself, as Joker has caused so much pain and agony for both of these characters in particular, so I'm really hopeful that we'll get to see the three Jokers storyline converted into animation form one day. So from a visuals point of view, I do actually think that this DC animated superhero original movie looks really, really wicked. Of course, it's had a theatrical release, so it looks really, really cinematic. Very, very R-rated as well, which, like I said, was really necessitated, as everything that happens in the comic book is really, really bloody and gory. And I feel like they interpreted that really, really well in this movie. All of the Batsex stuff probably didn't need to happen, and in turn made the prologue feel like a slightly elevated version of the animated series. But otherwise, like I said, I absolutely loved all of the visual aspects of this movie, especially the flashback telling the Joker's origin storyline, absolutely wicked, and the open-endedness of the final few moments of this storyline was really, really cool. And so from a visuals point of view, I feel like they captured everything in this movie really, really well. So from a comparisons point of view, the main reason you're watching this movie is to just see all of those Batman and Joker sequences, and from that point of view, I do actually think it's absolutely incredible. I would say it's a lot stronger than The Long Halloween and Batman Year One, but not as good as Batman Mask of the Phantasm or Dark Knight Returns, or the unbelievable Under the Red Hood, which I do still think is one of the best Batman animated movies ever made, and I think this movie is on the same level as Batman The Return of the Joker. So overall, with Batman the Killing Joke, it's a really divisive movie, as some people absolutely love this movie, as it's such a great interpretation and adaptation of their favourite comic book arc. However, other people really don't like it, especially with the prologue, all of the Batsex stuff, and some of the things that they do with certain characters. I'm personally more inclined to say that I do actually really like this movie. I do love all of the Batman and the Joker sequences. Of course, they didn't need all of the additional Barbara Gordon Batsex stuff. I can see what they were trying to do in terms of building more of an affiliation and a connection with the Barbara Gordon character before she's very tragically shot by the Joker character. I just feel like they could have executed it in a much stronger way. But like I said, all of the ending aspects, all of the origin aspects, the fact that this movie is still being talked about today, and all of the brilliance around the joke that the Joker was telling, I feel like for all of those reasons, I have to give it a solid 6.5 out of 10. Now I'd love to hear what you thought of Batman the Killing Joke, so please let me know in the comment section below, and let me know also your interpretations of this movie as well. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.